Chuck Norris was trained by Bishop Ed.
Bishop Ed sleeps with a pillow under his gun.
Bishop Ed was ordained by only the minimum three required: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
The dark is afraid of Bishop Ed.
Bishop Ed doesn't use golf clubs. The ball knows to roll onto the green on its own.
Bishop Ed's keyboard doesn't have a delete button on it. The bishop doesn't make mistakes.
The bogeyman looks for Bishop Ed under his bed every night.
When Bishop Ed sings, the Sanctus bells ring themselves.
When Bishop Ed was born, he drove his mother home from the hospital.
Bishop Ed made Pluto a planet again.
Bishop Ed once wrote an autobiography. It's now called the Encyclopedia.
The world did not have a tilt on its axis until Bishop Ed stubbed his toe on the chancel steps.
Energy drinks are just a collection of sweat from Bishop Ed's post-communion vestments.
Bishop Ed has 3 favorite foods: sushi, pancakes, and the tears of the wicked.
Bishop Ed doesn't call the wrong number. You picked up the wrong phone.
OHP pulled Bishop Ed over. He let the officer go with a warning.
Bishop Ed doesn't use fire when he lights a thurible. He simply stares at it until it spontaneously combusts.
When fighting sin, the third fist of righteousness comes out of Bishop Ed's mitre.
If you stare into Bishop Ed's eyes for more than 5 seconds, somewhere a sinner is saved.
Bishop Ed counted to infinity 3 times.
Batman walks around saying, "I'm Bishop Ed."
Bishop Ed is the reason Waldo is hiding.
The Pope has a Bishop Ed bobblehead on his desk, and that desk was built by Bishop Ed.
Bishop Ed went into the wilderness and tempted Satan for 40 days.
Bishop Ed created a storm shelter. It's now known as Carlsbad Caverns.
When Al Gore invented the internet, Bishop Ed had already sent him 3 emails the day earlier.
You've got mail.
Signal lights turn purple when Bishop Ed drives through them.
When Bishop Ed's crozier touches the ground, it summons earthquakes.
Bishop Ed refers to himself in the 4th person.
Bishop Ed doesn't own a calendar. He decides what day it is.
Bishop Ed was climbed by Mount Everest.
Bishop Ed could strangle you with his cell phone.
Bishop Ed's vestments were once used by NASA to protect astronauts from the sun.
Bishop Ed once went to a driving range. The face of the moon has never been the same.
Bishop Ed taught Russell Westbrook how to play basketball.
Superman wears Bishop Ed pajamas.
When Bishop Ed blesses water, it turns into Glenlivet whiskey.
Bishop Ed had a cameo appearance in all the Star Wars movies as the Force.
The Force is strong in this one.
Bishop Ed fixes Bill Gates' computers.
There's a street named in Oklahoma after Bishop Ed, but no one walks that way because no one crosses Bishop Ed.
When Bishop Ed goes skeet shooting, it's not that he has good aim, it's just that the shells know better than to miss.
Wayne Gretzky calls Bishop Ed the Grit One.
Bishop Ed doesn't read the Bible. He just stares at it until it gives him all things necessary.
Bishop Ed's mitre is 10 feet tall.
Bishop Ed experienced cardiac arrest once. It was the time he told his own heart it had the right to remain silent.
Bishop Ed doesn't cheat death. He wins fair and square.
When Bishop Ed uses enriching our worship, he turns the real presence of Christ weapons grade.
There's an endless debate about the existence of the soul. Well, it's real, and Bishop Ed finds it delicious.
Anything Bishop can do, Debbie can do better.
Chuck Norris is really just Bishop Ed without a beard.
In the eyes of a ranger, the unsuspecting stranger had better know the truth of wrong from right.